guys, welcome back to another Scratch tutorial. Today I'll be teaching you about the blocks of Scratch. So if this video gets 2 likes, I will be continuing this series. I'll just teach you about the blocks. So here we have, in this video, I'll be teaching you about the events category. So this one is the when with green flag clicked block. It's pretty self-explanatory. What it does is when this green flag, which my mouse pointer's on, is clicked, it basically runs your code. So let me just show it to you. Let me grab a think block and boom. So what this does is it basically checks if the green flag is clicked. If it is clicked, it transmits a signal which runs your code. On to the next block. So the next block is the when key pressed block. So on this one, you have space, the arrow keys, any. Let's go with any. You have your alphabet and your numbers down there. But anyway, let's see. What can we do? So if I press any key, it will go and say meow. Right now I pressed space and G. Let's press H-I-J-K. So what that does is basically checks over and over again if whichever key is pressed or the key you select is pressed, and if it is, it runs your code. Okay, up next we have the when the Sprite click block. So I'm just gonna make like a quick turning code. So this one is also pretty self-explanatory. You should be able to figure this out. When you click the Sprite, until the stop sign is clicked, of course, what it does is it runs your code. It checks and checks and checks if your Sprite is clicked, and if it is, it runs your code. So let's start this away. And next we have the when backdrop switches to backdrop. So for example, let's just choose a backdrop, and then let's say basketball, and then when flag clicked, switch to backdrop 1. But then, let's say broadcast message 1, go to your backdrop. When I receive message 1, switch backdrop to basketball. So, and then this checks to see if your backdrop switches. So on start, okay, so I'm just going to do it like this. On start, it switches to backdrop 1, and then when you broadcast message 1, let's say if backdrop switches to basketball 1, move 10 steps. So let's see. Broadcast message 1, and that should happen. I don't know why it's not happening. Okay, let's glide 1 second to random position, and then let's do forever. So let's check that. Let's see if our code is working. So, boom. As you can see, it forever checks if your backdrop is at the specific backdrop you want it to be at. And if it is, well, what it does is it runs your code. Okay, on to the next block. So here we have the when loudness or timer is above your input or your variable or your number. You can put a variable here, you can put a number here. And if you want to see more of this block, definitely check out my previous video, which was called how to make a when stop click block in Scratch. There I use the timer function and my variable. So anyway, when timer is over, let's say 5 seconds, and then let's say let's drag this here. Glide 1 second to a random position, and then these events blocks can be used together to create an amazing code. So now, and then reset timer. As you can see, and then now we're gonna stop, and then click this. And once it comes to 5, it should go to a random position. So check here, and boom. So that's what that does. It checks for loudness or timer to be over 5. Actually, let's just... let's change the volume for the loudness one. I'm increasing the volume, and then let's see. Apparently our loudness is not over the 5 limit, so let's just put that in there, and then forever, and then let's see. Anyway, the loudest one is much more complicated, but that I'll probably show in another video. I'm just giving you the basic overview of the events and the other blocks so that you can use them in your code. I'll look over this in another video. So the broadcast events are probably one of my favorite events out of every single one of them, because you can make just such a variety of things with these, like I just showed you. So this one is the when I receive, let's say, meow, then play sound, meow, until done. So for this, let's do when flag clicked, wait 1 second, and then, now you have two options. This one is broadcast meow and wait, so it waits for the other sprite to receive the meow and do its stuff until it runs the rest of the code, and this one's just broadcast meow and then go on with its life. So let's just do that. As you can see, like I said, these are my favorite blocks. You can use them for animations, stories, pretty much everything. Anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to check out my previous videos. Remember to leave a like and subscribe. This has been Scratch Tutorials, and I'll see y'all next time. Scratch Tutorials out.